All right, so it's been a while since I frustrated myself reading one of these out loud, but let's do it. Let's just do it. I saw this in my anti-leaf blower group. In fact, let's see, does this show up here? Yeah, if you want to join it, it's kind of fun. It's just ban leaf blowers in one word over here, and it's a lot of fun. So, but this is an article here, and Montgomery County's leaf blower ban and why it might make your landscaping costs go up. So, now not to be confused with Montgomery County where I live, this is, I think, in Maryland. This is not my Montgomery County, which sucks, but here we are. But this is an article, belly aching. Oh my goodness. If we stop dumping mercury in the river, people have to pay more to properly dispose of it. Did you know? It's just so terrible. But I haven't read it yet, so this is my genuine reaction to whatever nonsense this is going to be. Because from the headline alone, we know it's just going to be belly aching all day long. I want to see if they included anybody who's like, this is terrible, actually, but let's see. Landscape, and we could, okay, hold on. All right, let me make myself a little smaller here. Yes, there we go. Landscaping companies, big and small, are frustrated with the ban on gas-powered leaf blowers because they are being forced to replace their leaf blowers with more expensive, less power. So again, poor companies making noise all day long. It's terrible what they're going through. Now, this is one reason why I'm not a huge fan of these only gas blower bans, because then the electric ones can still be annoying. Maybe not as much. They don't carry as much, but some of them are high-pitched and they're pretty bad too. It doesn't really address the concern that maybe blowing slightly less hurricane force winds at things is still not a good solution, because it's not really a problem most of the time. There's 3 leaves there. It doesn't matter. It's fine. There are brooms. There are rakes. But no, that doesn't. All right. So already it's too soft of a ban, but whatever. The gas leaf blower ban passed by the Montgomery County Council will go into effect July 1st, so in less than 2 weeks. This new law is an update to the noise law that says, except as provided in this section, a person must not sell, buy, offer, or for sale, or use a leaf blower at any time that has an average sound level exceeding 70 decibels at a distance of 50 feet. Now, that is interesting. Now, I don't know if the new law says that or the old law said that, because, see, 70 decibels at a distance of 50 feet, a lot of electric ones would be banned too, which I would like. And again, enforcement is always an issue with these things. You can have whatever law in the book if no one gives a shit, Let's see. So, okay, so 225. This is now so the use of it is also All right. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's all good. The county claims the ban will prevent harmful side effects like hearing loss from noise, environmental concerns like carbon emissions into the air, as well as cardiovascular and respiratory diseases for breathing in the emissions. Why is this also annoying? It's the stress, anxiety from it. It's, blowing everything else. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the global warming nonsense. Carbon emissions are the least of my concerns. It's just you can smell that stuff. It's very local. That's the most obvious thing. I don't want to be sniffing gasoline, It's ridiculous. The county is offering rebates for landscaping businesses and homeowners who need to replace their gas leaf blowers with electric ones. For companies making less than $250,000 in revenue or less, or have fewer than 6 employees, get a $1,500 rebate on new supplies. So even the county's throwing money at them, of, hey, be less polluting, be less loud, and they're still belly aching, right? Okay, let's skip that. Ben Guamo is a 20-year-old college student who started his lawn care business 3 years ago and now services around 80 houses. He says that this will significantly hinder his business. Ben's lawn care service, even with the right. The leaf blowers I got now are pretty nice. They're very powerful and they cost $350, maybe $400. Guamo said. A new electric leaf blower with 3 batteries to do the same job as I have costs like $1,300. Guillermo said, that he has 3 leaf blowers. See, this is the problem. This attitude of, well, we have to do the same job. It's like, no, like, it doesn't matter if there's 3 leaves there, okay? It doesn't fucking matter, okay? Your driveway doesn't have to be spotless, okay? It doesn't, no, it's fine. It's fine if your deck has 7 leaves on it. It's perfectly fine. So this is the other problem, is the landscaper's expectation is high of, oh, it's got to be spotless, and then the customer's expectation is there can't be any leaves anywhere. It's like, yeah, that's unrealistic. Like, it's fine to be a little bit messy, and I think that's one of the problems with a lot of these bands is that they don't address that underlying thing of it's fine. Everything will be fine if there's 3 extra leaves somewhere, okay? He also explained that he gets more runtime from a single gas tank than an electric leaf blower with 3 batteries. Well, I'm sorry to hear what you're going through. As I'm like yesterday, I woke up earlier because Left Bozo over here had the guy out. Oh, and again, it's basically, if you were to measure it, the guy's like 20 feet from my bed or something, or from the wall. It's like you can't sleep through that even with those earmuffs I have on. It's just unbearable. But anyways, that's fine. Wake up because Guamo needs to, do it fast or something. He needs to blow dust into the air because that's really cleaning, right? Other companies are having similar issues. Oh, no. Todd Snocker owns Country Club Lawn and Landscape based in Gaithersburg, and he has a number of issues. First, he said that comparable electric leaf blowers would cost around $2,100, well over the county's rebate amount. He also said he would need to get a number of batteries to power these. This leads to the next issue of practicality. They're not nearly powerful enough with a full battery. Right. If you're blowing full blast on wet leaves in the fall, in 30-40 minutes, the battery is dead. See, this is why these fans will not work. It's like, oh, we're still assuming you're blowing it for 40 minutes. That still is loud, So, right. So, and then these people might just blow more, right? Okay, so you replace loud blowing, that low rumble of that, with maybe more high-pitched blowing. Well, fuck me, pick your poison. All the landscaping companies I spoke to offered another practical flaw to this ban, that the emissions from accommodations they will need to make to comply. Right. Guamo said that he will likely have to leave his truck running to charge the batteries for his electric blower while on the job, which is burning gas and releasing exhaust. Well, first of all, there was another study. In fact, let's go, it doesn't matter. Just take my word for it. The leaf blower stuff still releases so much more than even like a truck. Yeah, it's amazing because it's a shitty engine. It's an engine that's banned for every other use. It's banned in the third world for little scooters. It's banned for everything now because it's such a shitty engine. It's such a polluting engine. But hey, landscape all day long, just blow it around. So even, these threats of leaving the truck running is still less bad. It's also less loud. It's less polluting. So yeah, even this is better, So yes, you threatening to run your truck all day long is still better than a leaf blower in so many ways. John Hyman, who owns Rolling Acres Landscaping and has been in the business in Montgomery County for 45 years, ruining everybody's sanity, said an energy company he spoke with stated that it would cost $300,000 to $400,000 to reconfigure his facility in Burtonsville to accommodate the charging necessary for all electric leaf blower batteries. What? What does this mean? An energy company. So what, like a power plant or something? Like a power plant has to build more. I don't understand what this means. The energy company said they suggest running diesel generators just to charge batteries, which also release. So what, plugging a fucking thing in the wall is going to cost more? So plugging extra phones into the wall? Like, what the fuck is this? What about people buying electric cars? Like, I know if everybody bought it, but just a few more is going to just cripple the. I don't even know what they're trying to say here. Ah. This would cost Hyman, what an unfortunate name, $50,000 as opposed to potentially four. I can't visualize why a landscaper would need to his facility. Oh, so he has so many things that at his shop, not at the, he'd have to like get more electricians out to plug it in. And really? Like an outlet, right? How many chargers does he need? You know. Anyways, right. Third issue affects the customer. Companies replacing their gas blowers with more expensive electric blowers will be passing the costs on to clients who make up for the loss. Okay, so here's the thing. If you can't do a decent job without annoying everybody within earshot, then the alternative isn't more expensive electric blowers. It's just use a fucking rake, use a broom. You know, like people did in more civilized times 50 years ago, right? Like people were not dying of too much leaf 50 years ago. People figured this out. It wasn't a big fucking deal, you know? The third issue, yeah, okay. When you try to pass, okay, like we get it, yes, right. It tripled. So here's the problem with this. Were people going bankrupt 50 years ago dealing with leaves? They weren't. And that's the problem is whenever they're doing leaf blowing now, it is bullshit. You notice this 9 out of 10 times, there's no leaves worth removing. It's summer now. It's June. Yesterday, as I mentioned, Left Bozo number 3 had the commercial crew out. Were there any leaves here? Like 2 of them. You know, and there was a storm here. Oh, yeah, there was a storm here. I think I posted some. Did I post some of that online? You know what? I don't even want to look at it right now. But there was a storm here. There was hail. Yeah, the car got hit a little bit. I still need to call a roofer about that. There are plenty of signs out about it, but I'll have to call a roofer. I don't think it damaged it because the car, I have a shitty old car. I don't even care. There were a couple more dimples on it. It's probably the worst hailstorm I've been in since 20-something years ago. I remember back when I was probably in middle school, we were at TJ Maxx, and there was a massive hailstorm. Yeah, it really dimpled up the car, but the point is, this was the worst. There's been hail before here, but this was pretty bad, but not that bad. I don't think it was that bad. Yeah, a couple trees, a couple branches fell out, you know, that sort of thing. None of it matters. The point is, there were a couple leaves, and it took me about 10 minutes to rake up the, what do you call it? Oh, you know what? Actually, I need to go to the store. Hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm going to forget. I need to buy the... You know, in this Montgomery County here, you have to have leaf bags to put the leaves in. I kind of ran out of that. I just put it in normal trash, but let me get lawn and leaf bag. I'm going to go to the grocery store. So let's do that together. Anyway, so going back to this. So it's like, okay, there were a few more leaves out, but like, who cares? You know, like I did it in 5 minutes. I've done a video on that. If you type that in, you can find it. And it's the same bullshit. You know, it's none of this is worth the hassle. You know, all these people complaining about, oh, it'll triple the cost. It's like you're paying for people to blow dust around for the most part. You know, even after the storm here, you know, apart from a few branches, I dragged it off the street here right after I did put it. I was in the car. Yeah, I did put that up. I don't know if I put anything else up, but did I put that up? I know I put it on Instagram. You should follow me on Instagram too. It's just instagram.com/Antcon. But it's all a fucking waste, you know? It's just, it's going to cost me triple. It's like, so then don't pay for it because you're just blowing dust around. You know, now I would say if it does cost triple, again, it's just hysterics making up stuff, I think. But let's say it does triple. Good, good. Then people will be like, hey, is it really worth paying triple for blowing dust around for no good reason? Good. Hopefully, even with electric stuff, is it worth it? I hope not. And if it is worth it, then, well, yeah, just, the thing, right? The customers have told us we would rather pay the fine than pay the increase. Now, the increases we saw from this page is $500. So, well, look, this is another thing is, yeah, all right. Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe people would pay $500 fines for, for cleaning up. I mean, what yards are we talking about? It's ridiculous, right? And again, the fact that even after a storm, it took me 5 minutes to rake up everything in the driveway. I also did the video where it took me literally like 10 minutes to rake up the leaves after 6 months of no raking from the hurricane to like the winter. I think it was January already. It was like, I think it was 6 months of just absolutely no raking there. And it was like, okay, it's getting a bit much. It's going to rain. All right, fine. It's 6 months, 10 minutes. It took a little more to put it in the leaf bags, but like 20. But I'm one guy. I'm not working. I'm not geared for this, right? And again, that's the other problem with the leaf blowers is if they just blow it off the sides, it's like, okay, it sure seems easier, but you're just making a mess for somebody else, right? You're not really, right. Anyways, it's so boring. Hyman also said his company does landscaping for 5 or 6 townships in the county, including the township of Somerset, and they would be charging them more as well. Their budget as far as their work to do leaves is going to go up 700%. Blah. It's like, okay, well, great. Then people can actually start to make good rational decisions and say, this is not worth it. It's not worth blowing leaves around for this much money. Maybe we need to do it only in the fall. Maybe we need to do it only when there's actual leaves out, not just every 2 weeks come out because we got to waste money on bullshit. So then the town of Somerset, which budgets is, God, like, can you people write? Which budget is, what does this mean? Like, I know what it means. It's like, this is not grammatical. Plus or minus, these are just general numbers, will go up to $350,000 that they will have to pay contractors to do their leaf removal. Or, a lot of this is bullshit because these people come around even when there's no leaves and will discover what a giant scam this is because you don't need leaf removal, every other day. Maybe we'll discover that. Snocker admits that this ban makes sense for homeowners who are blowing off their patios or blowing the grass clippings off their driveways. However, for landscaping companies who are going, oh, okay, so ban it for blowing 3 leaves off the patio, but not for doing it on industrial level. That actually makes no sense. It would make no sense to ban a small part of the problem and not all of it, but whatever. However, for landscaping companies who are going from house to house in the fall, blowing piles of leaves off people's yards, he says it doesn't make sense. Again, is there anything offered for this? Like, no, it makes perfect sense. You're doing it even more, so it makes sense. That's why Snooker, Hyman, and other landscaping companies are pushing to get an exemption from the... Oh, I love this. So ban it from people doing it for 5 minutes, which is annoying enough. But, oh, we get to do it for an hour. Okay. They have to make an exception. No, they don't. We're not asking for even 6 months. We're asking for like 2 months during the leaf removal season that I could probably live with. Oh, he could live with it. Oh, he could live with it. Okay, that's good to know. And this ruins the fall as well. Wasn't it, like in the cartoons and in the sitcoms, you rake the leaves and then the dog jumps in it and, like, what the fuck happened to that? Well, apparently this happened to it. And it's like, you ruin a perfectly nice season fall, even with this stuff, even with this stuff, that you have to listen to noise all day long. And, oh, well, all right, fine. And again, this asshole here, he's saying, oh, well, fine, we only need it for 2 months. Wait, but you're doing it 12 months of the year, because yesterday, when it was June here, okay, I was listening to it right, 20 feet from my fucking bedroom, where I couldn't sleep. And it's June, and there's barely anything out, even after a storm, okay? So what the fuck? Oh, but for 2 months of the year is fine. So why are you doing it right now for 12 months of the year? Oh, because, it's a fucking scam, and, you're just blowing around, making noise, and doing not much, right? So that's actually the most frustrating part here, is they know it's a scam. Because the one time where you could maybe justify leaf blowers, at least on the efficiency and again, just pay them more money, I don't care. Even then, it's like, all right, fine, it's really only 2 months of the year where it makes sense. Only 2 months of the year. So why are we doing 12? It's happening all the time. It's not just in the fall. So that's what we're going to end it on. It's obnoxious, so it's the usual nonsense. It's the usual nonsense. It's the usual nonsense where we're supposed to pretend that this is so useful, this is so necessary, and as it turns out, it's not. It's just a waste of everyone's time and money. Oh, it's triple. It's going to triple the cost. Is it going to triple the cost? Yes, maybe I don't even see that, because the leaf blowers that are used for just puffing around dust, they're not doing anything. What little they do of gathering the 7 leaves into a pile, like over here, you could do that with, right. All right. You could do that with an electric blower. You should, but you could. I don't see how it would take 3 times as long. I mean, that's ridiculous. And the other thing is, of course, you'd have to realize the leaf blower stuff is almost always a scam. There's just no need to blow every square inch, because that's the other thing that happens. You see these yards, left one here, the left one there. I think we've done that before. Or when I was walking the other day, months ago, and I kind of lifted the camera up, you see these bare yards here, and it's supposed to be the woodlands. Oh, lots of trees. And maybe they keep some of the trees, but there's literally nothing but dirt under that. There's no brush, there's no grass, there's no wild stuff growing, because they blow it out all the time. I suspect that's what was happening here as well when I moved in, because it was very bare. And now that I've let it kind of run, especially in the front, it's not bare anymore. So I think whoever was living here was blowing it out all the time too, or whatever, because it was very bare looking. And it's like, so we're blowing every square inch of a yard out to leave a dirty dirt patch. And it costs a lot of money. It's like, but it's unnecessary to do that, right? Especially in a place called the fucking woodlands. It's fine to have little things grow there. It's fine. There's some vines and stuff growing and whatever. It's just so exhausting. It's just, the leaf blower is a solution to a problem that doesn't really exist, to whatever degree. If you were to add up all the leaf blowing and all the landscaping and all this stuff, in a year, this is what somebody spends, right? All right, and then you say, all right, we have to hire a lot more people in the fall to use rakes and brooms, not even electric stuff. Okay, let's say that costs more for that week. I guarantee it's cheaper for the whole year, though. If you're just going to concentratedly say, all right, maybe twice in the fall we'll do leaves or something, or once. Because, again, I had no problem getting in and out of my driveway for 6 months after the hurricane, after I cleaned up the hurricane. I don't think I cleaned it up after that, except in like January. So it was like 6 months. No problems. I wasn't tripping over things. There weren't snakes under the leaves. There wasn't mass murder by leaf. It was perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Right? And everywhere else the leaves fall, like in the backyard and the front area, okay, I mean, you can mow whatever little part of a lawn you have, like in the front. In the back, there's a little lawn area. And then the rest of it, the leaves just integrate into the soil anyways, without having to even go over them or collect them. It's free fertilizer. It's like people are paying money to get rid of free fertilizer. Then they're going to bitch about, oh, my lawn looks terrible. Let me spend more money poisoning it with other crap. You know, it's just so obnoxious. And then it's just the noise. You know, you can't sit outside. Even today I was hearing it. Yesterday, right next to my bedroom, it was awful. It's just so pointless. It's so fucking pointless, you know? So leaf blowers are making my life and other people's lives hell, but it's okay because the leaf, we got to get rid of it because it's just so stupid. And again, where do you move to, right? I'll move tomorrow. I'll live in a tent. I don't care. Where is a place where it's like, we don't do this stuff? A couple other nuisance issues we don't do. Where is that? It's like this just has become a normalized idiot behavior that everyone's just doing. You know, it's so obnoxious. So anyways, I think we're going to leave on that. And yeah, that's it.